What would you give to have a glimpse into your future? All of us spend a lot of time worrying about what is to come and hoping for the best, but also preparing for the worst. Even just a little advice about what is coming might go a long way towards helping us worry a little bit less. Genesis 48 and 49 are all about patriarchal blessings. These blessings aren't exactly the same as the ones we receive in the church today. They came from an actual patriarch, our ancestor Israel, who blessed each of his children in the final days before his death. While modern patriarchal blessings are usually given early on in life and usually talk about the promise found later in our lives, the blessings Israel gave to his children came when they had lived a large part of their lives and for the most part reflected the blessings given to their descendants. In some cases, Israel wasn't prophesying about the future of his sons' families, but commenting on their mistakes and failures. We imagine that he regretfully told his oldest son, Reuben, that he was unstable as water because of some bad choices he had made. He chastised his sons, Simeon and Levi, for their past violence. Israel loved each of his children, and he also offered blessings to them, though he used cryptic language, some of which is still open to interpretation. He blessed his son Judah, who'd offered himself in the place of one of his brothers. He told Judah that the scepter, a mark of leadership, would not depart from his hand until Shiloh has come. Now, Shiloh can have a number of different interpretations, but the Joseph Smith translation of Genesis 50:24 reveals that Shiloh, a word that might mean to whom it belongs, is a reference to the Messiah, or as they would say in Greek, the Christ. Judah was promised that the Messiah would come through his lineage. If you jump to the New Testament, the lineage of Jesus is written in Matthew chapter 1 and is traced through the family of Judah. Israel also blessed his son Joseph, calling him a fruitful bough, or a branch that would produce a lot of fruit. Joseph was the ancestor of two of the largest and most important tribes of Israel, Ephraim and Manasseh. Many of you who have received your own patriarchal blessings are probably from the tribe of Ephraim and Manasseh. Latter-day revelations teach us that just like Joseph gathered his family to safety in the early history of the world, in the last days, Joseph's descendants, those of Ephraim and Manasseh, would help to gather the family once again. There's even a phrase that hints at Joseph's descendants spreading throughout the world. Israel told Joseph that his branches would run over the wall. The Book of Mormon tells the story of Lehi's family, descendants of Manasseh, traveling all the way to the other side of the world. The early saints also believed that Ishmael's family were descendants of Ephraim, and the Lord referred to the Book of Mormon as the stick of Ephraim. Just like our modern patriarchal blessings, we do not fully know how all the blessings promised by Israel to his family will eventually be fulfilled. But we know the Lord knows our story and wants to help us along the way. Patriarchal blessings are pages from the book of life's possibilities and can give us the assurance and courage we need to face the challenges of our lives. If you haven't gotten your patriarchal blessing yet, you might want to talk to your church leaders about getting one. And if you already have received one, maybe it's time to give it another look. If it feels like you need more guidance, remember most people only get one capital P patriarchal blessing, but you can get a lowercase p patriarchal blessing anytime you want from any Melchizedek priesthood holder that you trust. The Lord wants to give us guidance, and he wants us to know the possibilities, so don't be afraid to ask.